Good evening. This is Dr.
Oh,
Northington.
Okay. Go ahead, Dr. Northington.
Good evening. This is Dr. Northington, Assistant Principal, H.G. Hill. I'm standing in the moment for Mrs. Rucker, who is a sixth grade assistant principal. We want to welcome you to the sixth grade virtual open house and annual Title I meeting. Welcome, and we're going to turn it over to our team lead, Miss Emily Warren. But before that, just so you can see this later, it is being recorded and will be uploaded into our Facebook and our link. Miss Warren.
Hi, I'm Ms. Warren. I'm sixth grade team lead. I teach math and science. This is my 16th year being a teacher. This summer I have been very busy, have a huge garden, watching grandbabies, and getting ready for virtual learning. It's a new experience, but I know we'll handle it with grace and style. Ms. Hauk?
Ms. Hauk, you need to take yourself off mute, please.
Hi, I'm Ms. Hauk. This is my 28th year teaching middle school. I've taught in 3 different states. I'm originally from Michigan, but I also taught in California for a couple years, and I've been in Tennessee the last 16 years. This summer and spring, it's been kind of crazy, but I've enjoyed time with my family, gardening, and my dog, Prairie, which you'll get to see pictures of her. She's on the slide. And I'm excited about the virtual school year, even though it's a little different. I think this is kind of where we'll be heading in the future anyways, so I think it's good practice.
Ms. Scott?
And next is Mrs. Scott.
Hi, I'm Mrs. Scott. This will be my second year teaching at Hill, and I'll be teaching math. I am originally from the Chicago area, but have lived in Nashville for 4 years now. This summer, I got to get married, and so you might know me as Miss Cipher. Now I'm Mrs. Scott, and I got to spend time with family, and I'm really excited about this year and excited to get to know each of you.
Miss Gunther.
Hello, I'm Miss Gunner. A lot of the kids know me from 5th grade. I'm now teaching 6th grade. This is my 20th year at Hill. I enjoy walking, cooking, spending time with my family. Really excited about virtual, exploring the different branches of science, investigating through labs, and should be a fun year.
Miss Sanchez, you're up.
Miss Sanchez had trouble logging on, but she asked me to read her slide for her. So this is Miss Sanchez. There's some photos of her. She's a literacy teacher, one of them. It will be her 2nd year at Hill, but her 7th year of teaching. She's originally from Miami, where she got her master's degree in reading education from Florida International University. And she spent her summer catching up on reading, hiking and kayaking, learning lots of new baking recipes, watching everything on Netflix, and spending time with her family. And she cannot wait to meet her new 6th graders and their families. She understands we're all a bit nervous about this upcoming year, but have no fear because we're all in this together.
Thank you. Miss Williams.
Hello, everyone. I am Mrs. Williams. This is my first year at H.G. Hill Middle, and I'm so excited to join the Hill family. I've spent time this summer starting an apparel business, exploring the amazing waterfalls in Tennessee, and of course, enjoying time with family. I cannot wait to meet and get to know each of you as we learn, grow, and just create new memories together this year.
Mr. May. You not got Mr. May?
I got you. I got it. Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry. My name is Mr. May. This is my first year teaching. I graduated from Butler University in Indianapolis. This summer, like Miss Scott, I also got married. My wife and I enjoy walking her dog, Addie Mae, and watching TV shows. I'm excited for this first year. even through the virtual environment, I'm sure I'm gonna get a chance to know a lot of my students just as well as I would if we were meeting in person.
Ms. Harrison.
Hi, I'm Ms. Harrison. I'm teaching 6th grade ELA and social studies. I was born and raised in Miami, Florida, so I miss the beach and everything that has to do with that. It'll be my first year at HG Hill, but it'll actually be my 17th year teaching in MNPS. Over this summer, my sons and I, Jack and Sam Harrison, they're identical twin boys who actually attended. They are graduates, Panthers of HG Hill. They are moving on to Hillwood this year, so they absolutely love HG Hill and have had wonderful things to say about it. And since it's my first year, I'm super excited to be there with the staff and meet all of my new students and just have a really, really great year.
Ms. Welton, you're back on.
I think Miss Welton, maybe on mute. There she is.
Yep, I'm here. Okay, so I'm Miss Welton. I am the 6th grade exceptional education teacher. This will be my 6th year teaching and my 2nd year at Hill, and I love it here. I've taught a variety of grade levels, so I've taught anywhere from 2nd grade to 6th grade and some different locations. I started off my teaching on the Navajo reservation, so that was a little bit different, but I learned a lot, and that was in New Mexico. And then I taught in Cincinnati, Ohio, and Bloomington, Indiana, and last year I moved to Nashville. So your kids will see me kind of floating in and out of classes, working with small groups and providing some differentiated instruction. This summer, I spent a lot of time at my pool. I like to run, and I went back home for some of this quarantine to spend some time with my family in Indiana. And I am very excited to get to know some of my 6th graders. I know I've talked to some of you guys already, and this is going to be filled with a lot of learning. We've got a lot to learn this year.
Ms. Brewer.
Hi, I'm Mrs. Brewer, and I was born and raised here in the Nashville area, but our family's been around a lot. I've taught for 25 years or more and lived in 5 cities. I'm very excited to be at Hill. This is my 3rd year at Hill. I love teaching reading and English language arts. As an EL teacher, I'm one of 4 EL teachers at Hill, and your students could have us for PLT. Your EL students could have us for PLT or for an English language arts class. Or if on the WIDA their score was 3.5 or higher, they might be in an inclusion class where they go to the general education ELA class and they have support. I am the support for the 6th grade ELA class. I'll be in Mrs. Williams' class, and so excited to be working with her and teaching with her, and just looking forward to this year. It's going to be great.
I just want to encourage anybody to ask any questions. If they have, we'll be happy to answer anything. Miss Officer.
Hello, everybody. I'm Meredith Officer, the 5th and 6th grade school counselor. I think I'm one of the lucky ones because I got to work with all of you wonderful people last year when you were in 5th grade, and I'm so excited to hear about your summers and hear just how you are. So one thing that we've been talking a lot about in the news and on Facebook is kids' social and emotional health right now. And I just want you to know that we are dedicated at Hill. We're going to be there for you the same way we were, or it might look a little different than it was in person, but we're still going to meet with students one-on-one. We're going to do small groups. I'm actually going to come into the classrooms virtually and do lessons. And then if you have a 504, I'll be reaching out to you about that. But I spent my summer hanging out with my cute new puppy up there, Denver, and my husband. And I just asked that if you want to follow along with me on Instagram, there's my Instagram. And I'm just happy to be back with you guys this year and enjoy seeing you transition to 6th grade.
If you need to contact us, you can scan the QR code. It has all of our emails on that, so you can access it anytime.
All right, this is Miss Welton again. I'm going to talk a little bit about IEPs and the CLIPs, which you might have heard about. So first, I'm going to give the definition of an IEP. So an IEP is for eligible students with a disability, and they might have something called an individualized education program, or for short, that's called an IEP. Teachers collaborate with the exceptional education department. So I'm the exceptional education teacher, and your kids' general ed teachers, we all collaborate and work together to give these students the proper services and supports needed for their education. Now, this year is looking a little bit different because we're going virtual. So we are developing something called a CLIP. For students with an IEP. So if you have a child with an IEP, you've probably already heard from me, or you're going to hear from me about this. And so students with an IEP will have a continuous learning individualized plan, and that's what the CLIP stands for. So this is a plan that determines how MNPS will implement the services and supports that are outlined in your child's IEP or 504 plan in a virtual setting. So if you have any questions about that, you can reach out to me and send me an email.
Okay, this is Mrs. Brewer again. As I said before, HG Hill has 4 EL teachers, and we all love our jobs. We love working with our EL students. And our goal is to help you be successful at school and in your new community. So we always want you to reach out to us if you have questions or concern. And our district has lots of ways to help you with translation if you don't understand technology or have any other questions. All active EL students will either be in an English language arts class taught by an EL teacher or with other EL students, or they'll be included in a general ELA class where they'll be when they're ready to be with their English speaking, listening, reading, and writing progress. Sorry, I'm not reading this very well. In the inclusion classes, active EL students have the regular ELA teacher and the supported instruction of an EL teacher. During PLT, most EL students will be with an EL teacher to strengthen language arts and to get their 5 hours of EL instruction a week. We also have the System 44 and Read 180 programs. If you are an EL student, we're going to want you to work on that every day, about 20 minutes a day. That will help you have tremendous progress. EL students have an ILP, that's Individualized Learning Plan. And that just shows your progress in the 4 areas and our goals and any extra accommodations. So we always have that on record for the teachers and to discuss with families.
This year, our students will be doing both asynchronous and synchronous learning. If they are working in an asynchronous environment, they will be working independently. We will post assignment dates. We will be clear on those dates. We will be with you during synchronous learning. You will be not only with us, but with your peers. We will have each class period. We will meet 3 times a week. Each teacher will also have office hours in case a student needs additional help or needs to speak to us about something concerning our subject. Lots of information have been given out about the logins. They are going to reset just specific logins. I believe that has been sent out, but this is how you would log in. And this is the website for Schoology. So all parents and students can have that so they are able to log in. I believe this was given out and sent out as an email and a call out. Make sure if you want a specific related arts class, you click on that link and you will be able to fill out and have a say in what you take this year for related arts.
The deadline is today for a related arts survey.
Also, we have on August 3rd, it's next Monday, we have partnered with Belmead United Methodist Church, and they are supplying a pouch to start virtual learning. Pickup times are from 10 to 12:30 and from 5 to 6:30.
All right. Is this?
Your Title I slide's ready, Ms. Rucker.
Okay, this is Dr. Northington speaking for Ms. Rucker until she's getting here. She's having technical difficulties.
Here I am. I'm sorry about that. I apologize. I was having some technical difficulties today. I saw my name pop up on the screen earlier and it went by me before I could try to jump in there and say anything. But I am very excited to be here to start another school year. I am the 6th and 8th grade administrator, and this is a wonderful team that we have. And one thing that I always love about these open houses, particularly these virtual open houses, is that I'm getting to learn a lot more about some of the people that I work with, and I just think that we work with some really amazing people. So before I go on, I want to say welcome again to everyone. We're going to talk about our annual Title I and family engagement meeting at this time. So what is Title I? And what can these funds be used for? Well, there goes my computer again. All right, in general, Title I funds may be used for smaller class sizes. We use this money to purchase additional teachers and paraprofessionals. Our school does a really great job of spending money on people versus things so that we can keep the class sizes smaller. We have additional training for school staff, extra time for instruction for like before and after school programs. And then we have parent and family engagement activities and a variety of supplemental teaching materials, equipment, and technology. Obviously, with us going virtual, there's a lot of new things that are needed, and our teachers are very much on top of that. What is the parent and family engagement policy? So these plans address how the district and school will implement the parent and faculty engagement requirements of the ESSA. The components will include how parents and families can be involved in the decision-making and activities, and how they can be involved in the funds and how they're being spent, how information and training will be provided to families, and how the school will build capacity in families and staff for stronger parent and family engagement. We really try to put a big emphasis on making sure that our families are a part of all that we do at our school. As a Title I parent or family member, you have the right to be involved in the development of these things, and we encourage you to participate. If you are interested in being a part of any of the things that are happening at school, always reach out. You could find our policy on our Twitter page at HG Hill Prep, our Instagram, and as well as our Facebook page that you can see there as well. Next slide. Okay. What are the benefits of family engagement? There's lots of benefits. For our students, first of all, we appreciate that they tend to get higher grades and test scores when parents and family members are involved. They have better attendance. They want to come to school, more positive attitudes, and better behavior. We have also found that students have higher graduation rates when families are engaged, and greater enrollment in post-secondary education. For our schools and teachers, it improves our teacher and staff morale, and then higher rates of schools and teachers by families, and then more supports from families for our teachers as well. Next slide. All right. What is the SIP? SIP stands for School Improvement Plan. And this includes the identification of the school planning team and how they will be engaged in the planning process. A needs assessment and summary of academic and non-academic data is taken. We prioritize those goals, strategies, and put action steps in place to help address the academic and non-academic needs of our students, and teacher and staff professional development needs, as well as budgets and the coordination of resources. The school must include family representatives on our planning team, and so this is what I was kind of speaking to earlier. If you are a person that is interested in being a part of our school improvement plan, please reach out. You can contact Dr. Northington at shelia.northington@mnps.org, or Margaret dix@mnps.org as well. And so those emails are at the bottom of the screen. And again, we encourage family participation, and we meet about once every month or 2 months to kind of touch base on those things that are happening in the school. All right, what are our school-wide program goals? Our first one is to increase academic achievement and growth in literacy and language arts, as well as mathematics. And we have been a level 5 for the last couple of years. I know we did not get testing last year, but we have scored significantly high each year prior. And also increased student attendance. I want to brag on our school there a little bit as well. We are one of the top schools in the district with attendance. Our kids love coming to school and we love having them there. And we have an amazing attendance team that works together to make sure that we are helping address any barriers that would keep a kid from not coming to school. And our last one is safe and healthy students. We diverse and supportive school culture and climate for improved behavior. So that's the fourth thing that is our goal. All right, we have our H.G. Hill Middle School Compact for 2020-21. Usually you'll see this coming out in that big packet that, excuse me, that comes home every year. But the H.G. Hill Middle School and the parents and students participate in activities, services, and programs funded by Title I, Part A of the Elementary and Secondary Education Act, again, which is that ESEA, agree that this compact outlines how the parents, the entire school staff, and the students will share the responsibility for improved student academic achievement and the means by which the school and parents will build and develop a partnership that will help children achieve the state's high standards. So the school compact is in effect during this current 2020-2021 school year. And as a Title I school, all teachers, parents, and students are required to sign this compact. It will be reviewed with you at a later date, and we'll keep those things on file at our school for purposes of federal audit. All right. Next slide, please. But go back one. I think we skipped. All right, so at the end of this Title I survey, we have a survey that is on our link tree. You will find that on our Facebook page, and if you are not following all of our social media, we definitely suggest that you do that. But we will have to take a vote, and so I'm asking you guys now. We have money that we are allotted to each school through Title I funding, and your choices are: would you like for that money to benefit all of the students at our school, or would you like for the money to only benefit a certain amount of kids that will qualify? So you have two options to choose from, and if you can take a vote on that Linktree survey that you can find online, we would appreciate that. And thank you so much for your time.
Ms. Warren, we can't hear you.
We still can't hear you. You're on mute.
Miss Warren, you're on mute.
Okay, it finally did it. I've clicked it 3 times. I was wondering if we had any questions from our parents that we could answer.
We do, Miss Warren. I'm going to go ahead and read those two. The first one is just pretty straight up. It just says, "Who are my teachers?" And that's a great question. So we've been working a lot on this. This is Miss Maggie, and I will say this, Dr. Northington, you can jump in. Information from the district is changing literally every hour, and they're working so hard to get everything done. All of our student schedules have been created at this point, and now the school schedules have to go from Infinite Campus, which is the parent portal that you're accustomed to, and push to Schoology, which is the online virtual platform. As soon as that's done, then we'll make sure that people have codes so they can see those classes. And we expect, today's Thursday, by Monday for sure, those will be on there. So you'll see your classes. What we can't do, normally we love to post like all the class lists in the window and have everybody come and see who's in their classes, and that doesn't work for the virtual world. It's not safe. So you won't get to do that, but you'll get to see your friends when you're in school and on your first online classes. So the next question is a good one, Miss Warren, and somebody, whoever feels comfortable explaining this, I'm going to see if I can share my screen. A teacher is a parent is asking, can you explain the daily schedule? So I'm going to try and share my screen so that we can see what that would look like. If you want to go ahead and start talking about that, Miss Warren, while I do that.
We have broken up the day where the students have asynchronous and synchronous classes. Our day starts out every day with PLT. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, that will be asynchronous, which means they will work by themselves. On Tuesdays and Thursdays, we will work with them during PLT.
Let me jump in. Do you see this schedule up there now?
No, ma'am.
Or Mr. Bankett would have to do that for me. Okay, keep on.
On Monday, we will see 2 classes. Classes are 45 minutes long. So after PLT, you will see 2 classes. You will have a lunch break, a small break after that. Then you will have your related arts classes. After related arts, your 6th grade teachers will have office hours. On Tuesday, you will have different classes that are asynchronous with your teachers. But the same still applies. We will have a break in the middle of the day, then you will go to related arts, then you will have office hours with your teachers. Then you are free for the day. So it continues, like you will not sit in front of a computer for 6 hours. You will get some breaks.
Okay, and I will, so Ms. Warren, I will jump in. I apologize that I can't get that to pull up. So one important thing that we've done this year is at the top of our Facebook page, there's a pinned post, and that goes to a program called Linktree. And Linktree is a place where everything we talk about, replays of meetings like this, and the Title I documentation, the related arts survey, and in this case, that daily schedule where you'll see exactly what Ms. Warren just laid out. That's there and posted, and you can take a look so that you'll see how your classes line up for what your day should look like. So I'd encourage everybody to go there. We're also, when we distribute supplies on Monday, we are going to also include a hard copy of that you can put up in your students' workspace as a visual reminder. We have, Dr. Jones just did a call out a few minutes ago. That's important. We know some people still don't have computers, and some people may still have hotspots that they need. We did that distribution. That was all announced this week, but we're going to go ahead and do another one tomorrow from 10 to 3 at school. So if you're on our call today and you need a hotspot or a laptop, you should drive up to school. It's contactless delivery. We will come to your car and we'll make that happen.
Miss Maggie, I want to explain a little more about the scheduling.
Yeah.
So if you have a first period class and maybe that's ELA, English Language Arts, you're only gonna go to that class 3 times a week. Second period is only 3 times a week, and your third period class is only 3 times a week. Each day for 30 minutes, you will have related arts. So it's broken down through 1 hour periods. So if you see, for 6th grade in particular, you see Monday and you see 9 o'clock, it says PLT asynchronous. That means the teacher is there. And then from 10 to 11, there's a grading and feedback and planning. So your teacher can be available at that time also. And then 11 to 12 o'clock is the first class, which is second period class. So they'll have second period class on Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So that's how you will read that schedule. I just want to make sure we know that you have lunch, and then there are 2 hours for grading, feedback, and planning.
Right. Thanks, Dr. Northington, because we do have a couple of more questions that are asking the same thing. They're asking for more details about virtual learning and particularly what they should expect the first week. Does somebody want to jump in and answer that for us? Ms. Rucker?
So the first week of school, we're going to be trying to get the students acclimated to being online virtually. We also recognize that this is a lot of new for the teachers, especially the students. The way we end it, the way we're starting is everything is virtual. And so we want to make sure that we're addressing those social emotional needs. We'll be having things like netiquette, having proper etiquette on the computer. I was working with some people today about how we can get this implemented next year, and just making sure that everybody has what they need prior to getting started for the school year. Teachers will be meeting with their group members, their students, to make sure that their needs are taken care of as well. And so it's like a normal school, like the first day of school, we don't just, 100% academics. While we do want to get started immediately on learning, we do recognize that we'd have to take a couple steps back and make sure that we're addressing those things that are needed in the gap from being in school last year to this year, and then moving forward to that. So this first week, you can definitely expect a lot of social emotional learning and some getting to know the teachers and getting to know each other, because our kids haven't seen each other in a long time as well. So we need to make sure that they are having an opportunity to do that. And each teacher will have some specific things that they're going to do in their class, and that may not look the same across the board, but they will definitely be addressing those SEL and what the academic needs and expectations are going to be.
Okay, that's great, which is another question that someone had, and it basically says, I'm going to say this. I'm going to ask my attendees, who it's hard to get a message, if any of the attendees on here have that master schedule that Dr. Jones has published for everybody. That's also on Facebook. It's also on our Linktree. If anybody has that and can share it on the screen, I'll put it up. I just can't do it at the same time that I'm answering questions. So the basic question is just, what are school hours? Ms. Rucker?
I'm sorry, the school hours, like
just school. I mean, are we starting at 7 o'clock? Are we starting at 8 o'clock?
So we'll start like a regular school time, like at 9 o'clock.
Perfect. And this is a question maybe for Miss Welton. This says, sorry. How will classes work in regard to IEP students that need inclusion time?
All right, this is Miss Welton. So Dr. Northington, if you want to jump in at all as well, that's fine too. But I have been the last few days trying my best to reach out to all families who have a student with an IEP in 6th grade. And so if your child has inclusion services, there will be a special education teacher meeting synchronously with the general education teacher. So there'll be 2 teachers in that synchronous class. And that way the special education teacher knows what's happening in the class. So then during asynchronous times, if that student needs more help with work, they can reach out to their teacher or come on during office hours to do some of that work with their teacher.
I just wanted to add, additionally, there may be a paraprofessional who's in that class also, who can work with students with small groups. So the clips will work pretty much like the IEP. The clip tells us what is going to actually happen in the classroom, how we're going to teach that student.
Okay. And Dr. Northington, now that we have this on the screen, and thank you to the person sharing this, maybe Mr. Bankett, you see the blue schedule. That the blue hallway is the 6th grade, and that's your blue schedule. So Dr. Northington, you want to take us through so that people understand where the day starts and how that lines up for their classes? Or Ms. Rucker, either one. Don't think we have
Monday,
anybody.
there we go.
Okay, you okay? All right,
Yes.
thank
Okay,
you.
so if I look at the 6th grade schedule, 9 o'clock to 9:45, I'm looking at Monday. It has one PLT asynchronous. So that means there is a teacher in the classroom and we expect students to be there also. I'm sorry, asynchronous. I got them mixed up in a moment. So asynchronous means the students are working with the teacher, I was correct, with the teacher at this time. And then you look at 10 to 11 o'clock. This is when the teacher is giving grading and feedback, and this is the planning time. So a student can meet with individual teachers if a teacher needs to meet with them to talk about their grades and to give feedback to students. At 11 o'clock until 12 o'clock is second period class. And when you look at the classes just going across, so I'm just going to do this first. So 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock, that is going to be their first academic class. And you see that's only on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. And then if I look at Monday at 11 o'clock, this is the second period class. It's going to meet on Monday at 11 o'clock, Wednesday at 11 o'clock to 12, and Thursday at 11 o'clock to 12. When students get their actual schedules, they will see exactly when they will have the classes. So you just see class 2, 3, and 5. That's first, second, and third period. And each day they'll have related arts. Oh, it's not saying it on here. But each student will have, because this is a teacher schedule. So you'll have, each student will have related arts for 45 minutes each day. And when we have office hours at 2:45 to 3:45, that means teachers will be available at that time to reach out to parents, to students. This is when students can ask questions. The teachers will be online fully at that time. And then the teacher planning is at the end of the day, 3:45 to 4:15, which is 45 minutes. So if someone asks the question, what are the hours of school?
Right.
It's really from 9 o'clock until 3:45, but teachers are there from 3:45 to 4:15.
And I think that's what they're trying to relate, Dr. Northington, is, you know, when we talk about synchronous learning, meaning synchronous meaning you're with your teacher on a call, on Teams or whatever the platform is that we know it's about 2 hours or so a day. It's not necessarily from 9 o'clock to 11 o'clock. It's based on this schedule so that every teacher can make sure that they're covering all their classes, and this schedule allows for that. It also allows for related arts. It also allows you some flexibility. The classes will be recorded, so we know that, you know, we know that everybody can't get on exactly at the times we'd like you to be. We'd like you to interact with your classmates, but we know that isn't necessarily possible every single day. So this gives you some flexibility. Certainly your asynchronous time, which again, asynchronous means doing the Florida virtual school work on your own time, that gives you even more flexibility to do that in the evening or whatever works for your family. In terms of attendance, a student must be on Schoology one time a day in order to be counted present. And that day would be from 12:01 a.m. to 11:59 p.m. So if it was a school day today and a Thursday, you still have until 11:59 tonight to log into Schoology for your attendance to count. I've also had a question on here about school supply list. And, you know, in the virtual world, we kind of scrapped our regular school supply list when it has things like Clorox wipes, which we know that's really a tough get these days. And you can't really have communal supplies because we don't want people touching them. So we're fortunate through Community Achieves School, which is what my role is, to have a partner in Belmead who wants to just put in students' hands a very basic package of things to get them started in virtual school. And that's what Ms. Warren discussed. We're handing out on Monday from 10 to 12:30 and 5 to 6:30. The items that are in that are posted online. Other things you might consider getting for your child: a good pair of headphones that have a microphone are really essential. Kids will tell you in school they're using those all the time. A pencil sharpener is a great idea. A calculator is a nice to have, but if there's a math teacher that wants to jump on, if there's anything specific to math, I know the 5th grade students talked about that. If there's anything you want to add, go ahead.
Miss Maggie, I wanted to share that Related Arts is going to be 2 times a week.
Yeah, it's
not the 5 times.
not every day.
Because the schedules have changed.
Yeah, it's confusing. Dr. Northington is sharing the teacher version of it, but it's basically the same for students. And like I said, you'll see that online. If you go to our Facebook page and look at the top pin post, it'll take you to a copy of that where you can kind of spend some time with your student and look.
Miss Maggie, I wanted to circle back a little bit to
Go
the
right
attendance. It is imperative that students sign in to Schoology every day and participate.
Yeah.
We will still continue to have attendance as normal. I think some people have gotten confused that they don't have to. So even though you may not be able to make that particular time, you still have to spend the time in Schoology because it does record that and take note of that. And if you are not attending school just like on a regular day, that will be considered an absence, and the same steps that we take if kids are not coming to school will apply. So after so many days, you'll get a warning, and notices will go out, and obviously we don't want it to go that far, but I just don't want people to think because it's virtual that we are not taking attendance, because we are. Another thing is that when you have your couple of hours of day of school, which is, set up to make sure that kids aren't just sitting at a computer just all day, every day. But so let's say you're done at 11 for that day. That does not mean that from 11 till, 3, that you should just be free to play. Like, you still have assignments that will be given. You want to make sure that you're checking on your Schoology, each of your teacher's subjects, to make sure that you're keeping up with the homework and things that are being assigned, or videos that you need to watch. So it's going to be very important that you guys do not waste the time that you do have once you are off of the computer.
Okay, and
we do have a question. A very wise parent who's paying attention, the Hamptons, we appreciate it. They want to make sure we're defining asynchronous. When you see that on this calendar, asynchronous means on your own. Synchronous, think of I'm in sync with my teacher. Synchronous is when you're with the teacher on the computer. Asynchronous, not with the teacher.
And I always tell kids to think of it, because I have 2 boys and they're always trying to sync their phones to my radio in the car. So if you sync something together, you're together. You want to sync yourself with your classmates, with your teachers. So maybe that will be a way to help students to remember that what sync means, and then A is without, and you're not with the class.
Exactly.
You guys are awesome.
And so
there's a question.
Dr. had long days, so we're glad to be glad to see that. We also had a question. This is an interesting one. This is a great big philosophical question, but I want to put it out there. It says, I'd like to clarify something. It sounded as if you're preparing to start the next school year, 2021, 2022, virtually as well. Is that something you're expecting to do at this point? How likely is it we will open in person for this school year? Dr. Northington, Miss Rucker, would you like to weigh in?
So we're following what the district tells us. Right now, the district has decided that we're going to be on virtual for the next 4 weeks. So when we know more information, we will let parents know that. It's not our goal to be online forever, because this is an inconvenience, but for the safety of all of us, this is what has been decided.
Right. And if we're in virtual learning in 2021, 2022, that's not something that I think any of us even want to go there.
Absolutely not.
We are going to give a last call here on a couple of questions if anyone has it. I would really encourage you for that schedule, go to our Facebook page, look for that link tree pinned at the top, and you will see, it'll say copy of student schedule. And then that will line up to the classes. Once you see a student schedule, that becomes published. Ms. Warren, anything else you want to ask?
No, I want to make sure our students know that we're ready. We're ready to start something new. Getting to know them, and we will work with them every day.
That's a great point. I really, in my role as Community Achieves, I have the opportunity to see a lot of other schools. There's 33 of our schools in the district, and I know that our admin team is really doing a good job. And when we say that the information is coming at you fast, I mean, it literally was coming at us an hour before this meeting. So we are doing well. So stay tuned on Schoology. Stay tuned. You can get there from Clever, and come get a laptop if you need it. Supplies on Monday. And I think with that, we'll wish everyone a happy evening. And say go Preds. The Preds won today. Even better. Life is back to normal a little bit.
Good night.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Thank you.